I don't quit binge eating. Back in the day, when I was around in 5th grade, I would come back from school, and as I'm sitting there watching Dan TDM on the big TV in my living room, Trey Orris, and the ugly ass villager and all that, I was having a grand time. I hear my mom cooking up, calls my name, I run to the kitchen, and I just see a big plate of mozzarella sticks filled to the brim. It's literally a mountain. And then I got another plate in which it got mad fries, and it's serving like the foundation of a mountain. You feel me? Just a whole lot of fries and all that. I go ahead and I grab me my favorite barbecue sauce, honey barbecue sauce. You feel me? And then I go ahead, grab the barbecue sauce, grab my drink, and put it into my hand like something like. You feel me? And then I go ahead, I grab the plate, and I grab another plate, and I walk to the living room. I literally took both plates in which it could feed a whole entire nation, and I ate it all by myself. Took the barbecue sauce, and I poured half the bottle just so that I can finish up these fries. No man left behind. That's exactly why I look like this. And there was another time in which, back in the day, when I was around in 6th grade, I was coming home from school, and as I'm close to home, I decided to go to a nearby grocery store. So while I'm in there, my goal is to get like a little snack. But as I'm searching for like a little snack, I see a big plate of Oreos. You know, that family size one? Yeah, I took a look at it, but I had some self-doubts about it. I was like, oh, usually my mom don't let me buy this one. Yeah, she usually lets me buy like the 10 Oreo pack. I don't think I should buy this. But then I looked to my left, I looked to my right, and I was like, she ain't here. And then I went ahead, I grabbed the family size one, paid for it, came back home, and indulged. I eventually ended up eating 3/4 of the whole packet. I didn't have dinner. That was my dinner, actually. As I'm walking around, my stomach is hurting a little bit, but it's not hurting that much. It's like something that it pains you a little bit, but you can just walk it off. So, sometime later, I go to sleep. I wake up, and I wake up with the worst stomach pain ever. My stomach is hurting me. Trying to sit on the toilet, but nothing's doing anything. It's not like my stomach's still hurting. So, right, I ask my mom for some help, and she gives me something to help me out with that. I go to the living room, and with the Oreo packet, thinking that, oh yeah, I just need some more Oreos. Like, yeah, more crack. I talk with my brother. He over there chilling on his computer. I told him what happened about my stomach hurting, and he asked me for like an Oreo. So then I gave it to him, and then he opened it up, and he saw that only one of the rolls were filled. He was like, did you eat all this? I was like, yeah, I probably gotta eat some more. I think it's gonna help me in my stomach. Bro, you just ate 3/4 of the Oreo packet. What's wrong with you? And I was like, is that a problem? And he was like, ugh. So yeah, I had these terrible binge eating episodes in which I just wanted all the junk food in sight and just inhaled it. And as a result, I became obese. I became very overweight, and it was terrible for my health. That was my high school career. I'm gaining up to 230 plus pounds of just pure fat. My name is Omar Ahmed, and I was able to lose 80 plus pounds within that year. And I'm able to make these videos so that they can help you. Binge eating, that's when you just eat all the junk food in sight. And this is one of the number one reasons in which people become obese and become overweight. Every single time they want to eat and then check their blood sugar. The core reason behind obesity is actually one word, obesogen. Let's take person A. Let's call him John. Person A, responsibilities. He has a credit card and he's in debt. He has to buy a whole house, things of that nature. Now he has a wife, and we already know how that's a headache. He got deadlines to compete for, and now he has kids, or code word for demons. And then he also has bills he has to pay. This person, with this amount of stress, put him in an environment like this. McDonald's around the corner. Taco Bell to his left. Look at all this junk food just around. Expand. Physical rewiring. We need to break this habit. The first commandment. What are you optimizing your life for? What happens if you continue to binge eat? Are you going to be able to stick to the calorie deficit meal plan? You can, but you are asking to be the exception. Why not give yourself the greatest chance to cutting down? Why make it harder on yourself? Journal and write this somewhere you will be able to revisit. Pin the document. Write something along the lines of name, start date, end date, goal weight. What do you want to accomplish at the end of 8 to 12 weeks? I wouldn't suggest going any longer than 12 weeks, but this video is not about that. A daily calorie goal deficit. What's your goal to hit every single day? It may change throughout those months, but just write something down that you can actually stick to. And now you're going to have at least 3 non-negotiables. Mindful eating, tracking calories, drinking water before a meal. Like, you don't got to use these non-negotiables. These are just examples that you can use. You feel me? Make sure that you write this down. The reason why this is effective is because you have a contract formally written. When you just say something out loud like, I'm going to be a Hokage. Now, it's going to be a bit weird because it's like, okay, I did say I was going to be Hokage, but I don't really got to be it. You feel me? Things change, this, that, and third. However, when you've written it down, it's like, okay, You said that you was gonna do it, and you have it down on paper. That was you. You written that down. You making a commitment to yourself, and you have proof of it right here. I said I want to do X, so I better do X. And if you want to take this a step further, go ahead, grab your phone and record a voice memo, whatever voice thing that you got on your phone. Record yourself. Okay, I'm gonna do X by the end of this year, this, that, and the third. You can even just read it off, just say it back and forth. Put it in the documents so that once you get discouraged or you mess up and you do one of the non-negotiables, you can play it back and just realize that you are serious about this goal and take yourself more serious. The second commandment, mindfulness and awareness. Training the brain to recognize triggers and internal cues that encourage binge eating. So essentially, we want you to be able to recognize that, okay, I'm actually in the middle of binge eating, in the process of binge eating. It's like, oh, you're just eating. You're just, trying to get full and stuff like that. However, if we can at least recognize that we're doing an action, we are just one more step further to solving it. I believe that this is the best way. However, it is difficult. When I first did it, it was like, holy shit, what am I doing? And that's essentially not watching anything when you're eating. Who knew that something that we used to do back in the day that we do now is insanely hard to do, and it's so simple. People back in the day used to enjoy this time without watching anything, talking to nobody. Maybe this will be a highlight of the day. If we don't got a laptop, phone, or something to watch to keep us entertained, now it's a bad time. Now it's a horrible time. Now you can't watch your favorite anime, One Piece, everybody's favorite, the best show in all time. Now you can't go on your phone to scroll on TikTok. Now you can't. It's a sacrifice. You just gotta make it in the short term. The reason why you're doing this is so that you can look out for internal cues. A quickened heart rate or heightened focus. That's what happened when your sympathetic nervous system kicks in. That's how you know that your body's like, oh yeah, I gotta do this. I gotta get ready. You can't do it naturally where you're just paying attention to yourself. You can also just wear an Apple Watch and track yourself. So if your heartbeat is around 70, then you're pretty normal. However, if it's at 90, 110, 130, most definitely you are binge eating. Your heart rate has went up and now you're stressed. You also have relaxation, 65, 60. That may happen if you eat some carbs and feeling really full, feeling real good. You can watch your Apple Watch freaking control monster or some sort of psychopath just eating food and being like, oh yeah, that number better stay that, yeah, you better stay down that low. Or you can just, so eat it, and then as soon as you feel like you're starting to eat a whole lot and you feel like you just want to eat, then you can just, I don't got my Apple Watch on me right now, but just look at it, watch it, things of that nature. See that if it's at 90, then you gotta like chill off. Here's the third commandment. By the way, these commandments, hopefully it's not disrespectful. I'm not, trying to do any of that stuff. I just thought of a word. Deep reflection. Ask yourself, if I knew that at the end of this year, I was going to lose 50% of my income anyways, what would I do? If I could achieve any goal by the end of this year and I would be awarded 1 million anyways, what would I do? The reason why I want to add these little special things is because it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I want more money. Of course you want more money, because if you have more money to hire a personal trainer, if you was going to lose 50% of your income anyways, then would it matter? Like, why would you want to get to 10K a month? You get to 5K a month anyways. Why would you try to get to 10K a month and you're going to be awarded 1 million anyways? What would be the point? However, if getting 10K a month is your purpose, is your mission and goal, it makes sense then. We are trying to find out what's really causing us pain, and once we find it, we can go ahead, optimize our life, accomplishing that goal, finding a purpose beyond ourselves. The reason why is because I say that out of all these commandments, this is the one that really helped me the most. It's just helping my mental health. Essentially what I'm saying. I know we got mental health habits like meditation, journaling, and all that stuff, and it did help. However, what really did it for me was solving the core problem that I truly had. I went ahead and I lost all the weight. I actually became more depressed than I ever was, and that was because I had lost the weight. However, I didn't fix the core problem in heart. Even though it was a problem for me, I was just so lonely all day. I wouldn't talk to nobody. The only amount of communication I had on a daily was just with the lunch lady, just asking for food. It was just a bad time for me. However, when I went to go ahead and improve my social skills, went ahead and got some friends, and I started feeling a whole lot better about my body, my weight, everything. And I gained some confidence, and I truly felt happy. However, some people may go on this journey and, saying like losing weight is very important, so you can avoid all those health risks and you can get a better physique. However, some people give up once they, go through the challenges. Like they step on the scale and it doesn't go down. You go to the gym and they can't lift more weight. Sometimes those guys just give up. If you can go on a calorie deficit at the same time of your core problem, then you are more likely to achieve your dream physique just because you feel good during the journey. Here's the fourth commandment. All right, so there was a study done. It was by Kevin Hall at the NIH. And what they essentially did was they got two groups of participants. They would have had a group have ultra processed foods, they had another group have whole foods. And then after 2 weeks, they switched. It actually turned out that, no surprisingly, the people who ate the ultra processed foods gained weight. But the people who ate the whole foods lost weight, even when they switch. And the reason why is because these foods that are very ultra processed, they are optimized with the perfect amount of fats, carbs, sugars, protein, the whole 9 yards. And they remove all the fiber and all the water because it typically doesn't taste as nice. You feel me? So it would actually take them literally 2 of these meals right here just to feel as, feel me? And for that simple reason, people who ate this meal felt fuller, but it was less calories, so they lost weight as a result. Let me explain to you why the fiber and the water is so important. The motivations behind mechanisms. So for thirst, usually when you're thirsty, you're dehydrated and you feel pain because you want to get some water inside your body, feeling real thirsty and you feel really bad. However, hunger is driven by reward. You want to eat because you want it to taste nice. You're not feeling pain due to not having the food, but feeling pain because you need the food for the nutrients, but it also tastes good, if that makes more sense. That's why it's so much easier to go on a diet, drinking straight water, rather going on a diet and drinking whatever you want, but eating very clean. No junk food at all. That's why not eating junk food at all is way harder. And people who tend to try to go on those diets where they eat no junk food tend to fail because they can't stay consistent to it. But those who only drink water for an entire year and not drinking nothing else, typically it's more common. And now, with that being said, when they was eating this food, they started to want it more. The reason why they was wanting more with the ultra processed food because they removed the fiber, and the fiber makes you feel fuller. And they removed the water, but your body wanted the water. But when you enjoy yourself eating this, your body's like, oh yeah, this tastes really good. Go ahead and get more of this. But it's not necessarily getting the nutrients that it truly wants. It's just enjoying the junk food because it tastes really good. Here's an actionable step. Drink half a gallon to a full gallon of water before any meal. I'll tell you right now, try drinking a whole lot of water before any meal and you are not going to start binge eating. The 5th commandment, 4 rules of breaking any habit. Make it invisible. Identify the situations, environments, and most importantly, emotional states. I say this was a real big one for me. I noticed that whenever I binge eat, I was usually in a sad or angry mood. I'd be like, damn, I feel so lonely. I'm so sad. And then I'll go ahead and try to eat the pain away. Or I was angry. I was like, why is this happening to me? And then I'll try to feel good while eating, to make me feel good inside and to remove that pain. So just recognize those and have a game plan for them. Don't have food you typically binge eat with. So if you have a whole bunch of Doritos sitting in the closets and you know that you can't stop yourself from binge eating a whole lot of Doritos, then why do you still have them? You should just get rid of them. I know it's wasting food, but they're Doritos. You feel me? At the end of the day, and if you can just go ahead and give it to somebody else, then you don't have to feel as bad. There's a lot of people in this world that's going to take some free Doritos. And don't only eat when you're hungry. When you are starving, you overestimate the amount of food that you think you need. You go ahead and you get yourself literally a whole bunch of rice, a whole bunch of chicken, you're getting a whole lot of snacks, things that and third. However, when you start eating it and you're like halfway, you actually find out that you're actually full because it tastes so goddamn good. You're going to continue eating it. And plus, it's already on your plate and you're used to finishing your plate. And you're like, I just might as well just finish it. I don't want to go to waste, even though you can save it for later. But you're not thinking like that. You're thinking like, okay, I have to eat it. It's just there. When you eat, when you're not that hungry, you are more likely to get, a reasonable size food so that you can go ahead and eat that amount and not go on like a terribly calorie surplus because you overestimated the amount of food that you thought you needed. About that game plan about emotional states, simply be like, okay, whenever I get angry or whenever I get sad, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do X. I'm going to go ahead and do some meditation. I'm going to go ahead and do some journaling. And after like 10 minutes of whatever, I'm going to go ahead and make my meal and then see how that goes. Try that out. See how it works for you. Make it unattractive. This is what the one with the notes is actually for, the whole contract. I'm sorry, but you have to accept that you are the exception. Not a lot of people have the binge eating addiction, and it is what it is. It's not something, you're like a terrible person or you're just unlucky. It's just something that you got to deal with. You feel me? Like how other people got to deal with cancer. Because you decided to actually look up for ways on how to stop your binge eating. I know that you're the type of person who will stop because you're already doing the work. You're already started actually searching for ways for solutions. Majority of people don't even look for solutions. They don't even think it's a problem. You are most definitely on the right path. Just how I gotta accept that I have some ugly feet. Make it difficult. I'm telling you, like, this gallon of water trick gonna do the trick. Make it unsatisfying. I will only suggest this is that if the binge eating isn't that bad, because at the same time you could do this. However, if it's so bad to the point where you literally can't even control yourself, where it just takes over, and I wouldn't suggest this, you'd be broke. And what this is that there's an accountability partner and then a habit contract. So you let a friend know about this addiction, and then what you do with that friend is you make a habit contract with them. You'd be like, okay, if I do X, then I have to pay you $100. If I go ahead and not track my calories every single day of this week, I'll pay you $100. Or if I eat over my calorie limit, I'll pay you $100. Do this if you feel like you can actually control your binge eating. You just need like a method, need some more layer support on top of that. Now, with that out the way, let's recap. Key takeaways: contract with oneself, mindfulness and awareness, deep reflections, water plus whole foods, make binge eating annoying as hell. Here's the last result. If all else fails, the activation of the prefrontal cortex in another area makes food irresistibly rewarding. So while you're binge eating, while you're just ravagely on this rampage, just eat everything in sight, your brain is like, yeah, good. Yeah, it's good. Keep going. You have this thing called deep brain stimulation, DBS, has shown to be effective, but it's very invasive. So essentially, just talk to your doctor. Go ahead and talk with your doctor if it's just really clinically bad, where you just literally cannot control yourself in the slightest. This is the last resort. With that being said, I gave you the roadmap. You know what to do. Now you can go ahead and find the master sword. Now go ahead and take what was meant to be your birthright. But before you leave, here's this. Go ahead and follow me on the gram. And with that being said, always take it one step at a time, because you may never know where that one step may lead you.